What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the Road to Glory, where today guys we're going to have, a handful, maybe 6 or 7 games of FUT Champs and our squad battles rewards. The FUT Champs gameplay is going to be post-com for 2 reasons. Number 1, I really want to focus on trying to win. And number 2, I just feel like I'm performing a lot better at the moment when I'm not talking as well. But I just want to show you guys the squad battles stuff. So I played my first 16 games all on Legendary, won every single game. Some of them only by like 1-0 against the AI because they were just there. Some of these like top teams are really, really hard to break down, even on Legendary. And then I had so many points at the end that I played the very final 2 games just on professional difficulty, which puts me at 34,298 points. I probably could have got a bit closer to like 36, 37,000. I don't know how many points you need for top 200. But I don't care either. And we will have our Elite 1 rewards later on after some FUT Champs gameplay. To start with for today, though, guys, we have got a few things done. So the Red Bull Aerial Challenge, I need 2 more power shots to be completed, and then that will be that finished. Now, just under where my face cam is, there's an Aerial Fortress playstyle and a Red Bull kit. I wonder if we get that for completing this and it's just not showing it as the group reward. That would be quite nice. I have also now finished Lev Yashin, guys. Very happy to have done so for sure. That silver tournament opens up today, tomorrow, the next day, very soon. So we're nearly done with that. For weekly 1 play, we need to play 3 more Rivals games and 4 more Champs games, and then that'll be 500, well actually altogether 1,000 SP, and it will also be an 82/3, so that maybe that'll be in today's game, maybe it won't be. And then once I play 7 more games, we'll pick up another 2,000 SP. I'm 16 games away from completing Eusebio, I'm 6 games away from completing Bobby Moore, and the rest of it has to wait, I suppose. And then outside of that, guys, in the campaign, we have done 2 sections of Paradis. Of course, he gives a humongous amount of SP as well, 3,000. One of the things that I want to do today, that I really want to do, so hopefully I'll get the 4 wins here. And then it's play 5 with an Argentinian. I don't know if I can be bothered, to be honest. Well, I will eventually, but I'll probably do it in Rivals. One of the other things that I really want to do and get today for one of the games is, and the season pass looks so weird sometimes, doesn't it? Is this level 25 Ethan Nwaneri, guys. I really want him today. Hopefully it'll be today, otherwise it'll be tomorrow. I don't need too much SP for him. I'm only 1,600 away, but I am 1,600 away, and so there is that. Now, we do get some other things, guys, for completing some objective stuff. An 80/2, a Shadow Striker ++ evolution. We get a Rivière as a right back. We get Charles at left back. We get an 80/2, a goalkeeper boost, an 81/2 as well. So we'll claim all of that, and we'll start today off, like I said, guys, with some of these packs. Now, Rivière, 4-star weak foot. Not a great card, especially for now. Unlucky. And then Neve Charles, guys, 5-star weak foot. Quite a nice card. Really good passing. With an Anchor Chem style, she could be quite good. She's also got Jockey Anticipate, Aerial Fortress, Long Throw, and Rapid. So not too bad. So we get a Goalkeeper Boost Evo, and a Shadow Strike Evo, and a Connexion badge. But I'm not going to take away the Arsenal badge. So let's get into just a few packs to start things off with for today. Now, I haven't actually properly read yesterday's comments. I did click on the video a little bit earlier just to look at some stuff on there. And the top comment from it was, why did I again spend 75,000 coins on those packs? What are they called? Like provisions packs. And there are 2 reasons. And reason number 1 is that I want the Arsenal player's first owner. And to answer the question of, but why, I actually don't know. I don't have a good reason why I want them first owner. I just do. That genuinely, that is as good as it gets. However, those packs, they are 25,000 coins, 25,000, and they give you 45 players, which gives you the players at an average of 555 coins per player. Now, commons typically are selling for 400 to 450. So I'm only actually overpaying on average around 100 to 150 coins. But of course, in some of those common players, they're 81, 82 rated, 80 rated. They're actually like 600 or 700 coins. I would probably say the average amount that we get back per, that it actually cost us is maybe like 50 to 100 coins per card. More expensive than what I could have done by just buying the cards on the market. And so, yeah, it is probably like slightly inefficient, but not to a degree where I'm like, oh, this is like killing me kind of thing. It's a good way to try my best to get some Arsenal players first owner. And it's a good way to stack the club full of some other content, some cards and stuff that we put into the 2-player upgrades. And yeah, if I can hit those Arsenal players first owner, then absolutely happy days. And if I can't, then no bother. Now, as for this account, guys, we have got dual brand expiring very, very soon. As I said to you guys, I want to complete all of these cards. I think for the gauntlet, it's going to be really nice. Like, even if I was actually looking at some of the players that I've done over the last couple of weeks for SBCs, and some of them I haven't even used once. Even if we've played in gauntlet or played in tournaments, they just don't get used. And I thought, man, maybe I shouldn't do these SBCs. But then I thought, no, got to stay true to the course, because eventually I will have like a complete German team or a complete Arkema PL D1 team, where this dual brand will be like insane for me and make it really, really easy to build a team together. So I am going to complete her. I'm hoping I've got enough in the club just to finish it straight away. I'm not entirely sure that that's the reality. Have EA changed the text on the player names? They have, haven't they? I like it. It's crystal clear. More so. Oh, I know why. It's because I'm on PS4 version again, because I've just finished my Squad Battles games. Yeah, this is more like what. Yeah, no, this is nice, isn't it? Right, Mancini. Oh, never mind. Mancini can go in, guys. Let's hit that. There we go. Now it'll be a little bit better. Laporte can go in there. I don't want left backs, so just want 83s, please. I should have enough 83s to do the lot. I don't really want to get rid of Jose Perez. He doesn't mean like too much to me, but I don't really want to get rid of him. Trossard can go because we've got the Evo'd version with Whip Pass Plus. I was practicing a little bit when I was doing Squad Battles. I had Dzeko up front for a couple of games, which is the first time I've actually used him as well, hilariously. But yeah, I had Dzeko up front for a couple of games, and I was trying to like learn the timings of when to whip the pass. And even though I was using Saka's 4-star weak foot, I feel like, and we'll find out now, I guess, as we go into some actual games of champs, I feel like I've figured out where and when to put the cross in to give myself the best opportunity. Now, obviously, Ibarbo and Charboom are two players that are not tall enough nor good enough to compete to win headers. They're good enough to win them if they're just in open space, and that's absolutely fine. If the opportunity arises, I will actually absolutely hit a cross in to just whip into the open space, no problem. But in terms of competing for the ball, I really want Gyökeres, and I'm going to go and check his price in a minute because I might buy him and put him in. And I also really want Canu. I faced against a long-time viewer, friend of the channel, Nobots, in that cup tournament thing, and he was using Peter Crouch and one of the other, I can't remember his name, but one of the other 6'7" strikers up front. And man, it was impossible to deal with, guys. So I want my own version of that. Gyökeres, of course, with Enforcer and Precision Header, I believe. And then, yeah, Canu. I don't know what properties he's got, but I know he's massive. And so it'd be nice to get him in there as well. Now, I might be struggling for 82s here. Oh, no, we're good. We're going to use Black Stenius. Oh, no, we're not good. All right, let's pop Luka Modric in there. And let's go and get an 81 twice for our troubles and save ourselves a couple of 82s and send that into the club, into the submit that squad. Let's open these two packs, these two small Electron players packs that we get. Anything valuable out of here would be very nice. And again, any Arsenal players that I don't already have would be nice. I don't not have many at this point. The bronze women are going to be the hardest ones to get. The silver woman's probably going to be the hardest one to get. But yeah, I have quite a few of them. I'm missing kind of like the really high rated ones and the really low rated common golds. Get Arsenal past and present there with Kieran Tierney, mind you. Damn, that's a fresh faced looking Kieran Tierney. I swear they've used a picture that's like 10 years old of him. Yeah, fair enough. And that leaves us with just one last squad to go, guys. We need a German player in an 81 rated squad. And what I'll do is I'll put her onto the bench for the for these games for today. And if we can get some use out of bringing her on over Trossard on that left-hand side, then absolutely fantastic, right? So an 81 rated squad with a German should be extremely easy, due to so many 80 rateds and 81 rateds being German. Bellerdi can go in there. There you go. Dennis Undav can go straight in and straight on. And we need one more 81. Bosch. And that is going to be Jule Brand done. And what's really nice about this one is that she was 4 squads, obviously, but we didn't buy a single card. This is why I like buying those provisions packs and then doing the upgrade stuff is just real good. We've also got the base hero match day pick, guys. Apparently there's another one coming today as you're watching this video with Guti and a couple of others. I don't think there's any Arsenal players in there. I really want Alex Scott. So I am going to go and complete this base hero match day pick. I don't have the facilities really for it in the club. So I'm going to have to go and buy some players. And so because of that, I won't bore you with watching me do it, so I will be right back. All right, guys, all done and dusted. I spent a bit of coins on that, but I've got a lot of stuff out of the club that I ended up putting in there as well. So we get a choice of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of DeMarcus Beasley, but of course of the player that I am going to take, which is Alex Scott for right back. And she is going to go straight into right back as well, guys. We're going to get an anchor chem style on her. She's got whip pass, anticipate, relentless, and jockey plus. So some really nice stats in there. Excuse me, I got hiccups again. And yeah, we're down to 375,000 coins. So between both SBCs that I did here today, it's cost us about 35,000 coins in liquid coins. See, I've got hiccups. And whatever else I had in the club. But I don't mind it. And now it's time to obviously go start grinding champs. And, you know, last week, we spoke yesterday in the video a little bit about champs and how last week there was no matchmaking and this week there should be matchmaking. And from what I've seen from the people that I've been watching, that I watched last week smash it, and I was like, oh, damn, like I'm really bad at the game kind of thing. They are struggling this week. And I don't know if that makes me happy or sad, because obviously it makes me feel like, oh, I'm not bad. I just got bad matchmaking, or they got good matchmaking. But also, if it's harder, I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for it, guys. Oh, is that a promo card? Is that Inform? Oh, let's go. Tradable Inform as well. Obviously, she'll just get discarded. We'll take those 10,000 coins back. Thank you very much. Probably should save the tradable Informs, to be fair. I might go and quick sell recover her. Is that an Inform as well? No. So yeah, it's time to grind some gameplay. I really, 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 really want to not care about the results and just focus on improving the performances. But we all know what I'm like, what this game's like, how this game makes people go, how this game specifically makes me go. And so I will try my very, very best. But yeah, I'm not promising anything. Now for the players, guys, we've got Evander needs to be completed in 2 days. And then we've got Ryan, Gula, Hendry, Benrahma, Turner with quite a few days on them. So good to get a few little SBCs out of the way and done and dusted there, though, mind you. We've done everything for upgrades. We've got this Red Bull Challenge, and we've got the Cornerstones Challenge 5. I won't be doing the Cornerstones Challenge 5. I didn't think it was super great, super worth it. But what I did want to do before we actually get into some games was evolutions. So I got some new evos from the season pass and such. I just want to look at like what we've got available, who we're going to put it on, what's expiring as we're coming towards 6 p.m. on Saturday. So I've got 1 hour to put sprint boost on. It's 7,500 coins and it gives rapid. Is there somebody that I want to give rapid to? Blackstenius already has rapid. None of these guys fit. Trossard already has rapid. I literally gave it to him as the first one. Ben White could put rapid on a fullback, but I feel like it's not worth it. I kind of want to put it on Urian Timber, but I also don't want to give him too many playstyles yet because I really want to go anticipate and intercept and block on him as like next things. Kai Havertz has got too many playstyles for it. Could give it to Nurgard, but I don't really want to. I am going to give it to Gabriel Jesus. He's another one where it's like, I'd rather give him incisive, low-driven, finesse shot and whatever. But actually, rapid on this Gabby Jesus would be quite nice. So 7,500 coins, guys, down the drain. A rapid on Gabriel Jesus. Then we've got the 8th King of Rome. Now this, we can finally put onto Gale. And Gale, once finished here, will be a 79 rated. A terrible 79 rated, it must be said. But now we'll kind of like preserve that rating and try and improve on other areas. She'll be 3-star, 4-star with striker and cam. She'll have nice pace, okay positioning and finishing, good short passing, but no other good passing stats, okay dribbling, but extremely low composure and extremely low aggression. She will have power shot, Travella, and relentless, and some rolls as well. But guys, obviously, this is not going to be a great card. So fortunately, she's only a 79 rated that we can then use some of the non-rating pressing evos to keep building. But yeah, a lot of work for that. We've got Backline Glow, guys. Now, this is actually a really good evo for low-rated players. We've only got one player that fits that we've got so far, and that is Mosquera. I don't think I want to give it to him yet, because I want to get a bit more sauce in him first before I give him the upgrade and take him to an 84. Alternatively, I could wait until we get like a lower rated Arsenal player. But yeah, the Backline Glow, it's there for 2 weeks, so there really is no rush on that one. We've still got Intro to Evolutions, Sideline Rise, which we don't have anyone for, so we're going to choose somebody for this. And I do think I want to put Ethan Mbappe into this one. It will be hilariously fun, I think, to have Mbappe in the team. Yeah, like, you know, I've evoed Mbappe, right? If that's not a title, a clickbait title and a thumbnail, I don't know what is. But we're evoing Mbappe. We've got the cam upgrade is back again. I've already given it to Havertz. So this time we'll be giving it to Gabriel Jesus, just to give him... Oh, he's in the evolution already. I've got to finish that evolution first, but we'll be giving that to Gabriel Jesus. How long have we got left on that? Yeah, 6 days, loads of time. We've got the brand new ball distributor. So this, I think I want to put on Timber twice, because it will make him so good to give him those upgrades. What does he gain? 4 vision, 3 short pass, 3 long pass, and then 4 more vision. What does it cap at? 83. So we could get him up to 77 long pass, 83 short pass, 76 vision. Maybe I won't give it to him twice. Maybe only once. Maybe we give it to Kai Havertz. Then he'll go up to 80 long pass, 83 short pass, 83 vision. And again, at no cost of overall rating. I do really like it. So we are going to do that. I'm going to start it on Kai Havertz as well. And I will put the other one on Urian Timber. As for the other evolutions, guys, we've got the Reflex Deflector. We just need to pack Kepa. It's impossible to pack him. And then in rewards, we've now got Shadow Striker++ for a max 84 overall cam. So Eze there can get Shadow Striker ++. He doesn't have the role yet. He only has Shadow Striker Plus. So he will be the guy for us to get that evolution. Thank you very much. I think, did that one just go straight on? I don't know if I have to play anything with him on that one. Yeah, that just gave it to him straight away, which is lovely. We've also got the Goalkeeper Boost, which gives 1 speed and 1 handling for no overall rating again. But once again, we need Kepa for this one. Cosmetics-wise, there's nothing there for us. And in training camp, still these 2 Evos that will go on to Kepa for one of them. What does this one give? Just Game Changer. I might give that to Gabriel Jesus, but who knows. And that's where we're at then, guys. So some Evos to do. So I'll put the Evo players on the bench. I also want to put the new players on the bench. I want to put James is going to go on the bench now. So Arnau Martinez will come off the bench. James will take that spot. And then in at right back, we will be putting Alex Scott straight in there. Very nice indeed. If I haven't got an anchor, maybe I'll use a shadow. If I haven't got a shadow... Oh, I have got an anchor. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely stuff right there. So Alex Scott on the anchor. Maintains 33 chemistry, which is great. James goes on there, which is great. So Maxence Lacroix is going to stay on. So Kudus is going to be the player that comes off the bench for our newly acquired brand, Bosch. So I've actually got Claudia Pina at left mid at the moment. Yeah, maybe Trossard will come on. I don't know. I don't know. The whip pass isn't really like fruitful right now anyway. So this is the team, guys. I'm going to go and play 5 or 6 games with, or game until I basically get super stressed. We've had a long video here already anyway. It's going to be well over 20 minutes before there's even any gameplay. And then with rivals, with Squad Battles rewards still to come to finish off the video, we'll also have Sunday and Monday to finish off the champs games to get our rewards. And so, yeah, let's go and get into some games. Right, guys, as we go into some gameplay here, we have got extended highlights of the games. Not because I lost them. I didn't. I did lose one, mind you. And there's only 3 games here. But actually because there's a lot I want to talk about and talk through with the comments from yesterday's video and a tweet that I posted last week that got a response from somebody who I just absolutely didn't expect for it to get a response from. So we're going to cover off that today. And so, like I said, I wanted to show some more extended highlights today. Spoiler alert, I'm 3-1 after the first 4 games, which honestly is very good given how sweaty champs is this week. And we will get more into that as we go. But yeah, welcome to the, I want to say welcome to the video because you know, I know I've already done the intro and stuff, but anyway, I picked a lot of comments from yesterday and a lot of them that I really want to talk about. But first of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with this game. Somebody's nailed it actually in a response to a comment that I didn't about the first owner stuff, about me spending 75,000 coins on the common golds again. And although you can think that that's bad value, like, you know, as I say, it's I'm wasting on average about 5k per pack compared to what the common golds are actually worth to try and hunt the first owner Arsenal players. I think where a lot of people are struggling to find what I'm doing as valuable is because people don't think that having first owner players is valuable. And it's not. It doesn't do anything different whatsoever. I want to actually talk a little bit about the lore, the history of why first owner players used to be valuable, or actually not first owner players, but fresh players. So back in the old days, back before I entered Unk status, when you would get a card out of a pack, they would start with, as we get now, played 0, scored 0, assisted 0. By the way, that's the cross I was talking about yesterday. So good. That's what they would start with. And if you ever played a game with a player and then sold the player, the person who bought the card just carried on the stats. So let's say you played 25 games, scored 20 goals, got 15 assists, and then sold the card. The person that would buy the card would play 1 game with them. Now they would have 26 games played. And so there became a bit of a premium on fresh cards, which wasn't first owned cards, but basically cards that had never had a game played before, just so that you could track your stats with that card. That was why the kind of fresh or first owned pack pulled player became valuable, and people would genuinely, I mean genuinely, guys, pay an insane premium on fresh cards, right? If you had a card that was selling for 100,000 coins normally, people would literally pay 150,000 coins for it to be fresh, just so that they could track their own stats and have their own stats only on the card. And that's kind of like just carried through with the Ultimate Team franchise. Now, however, you can when you buy a card, it has other clubs and your clubs as goals, games and assists and such. So of course there is zero incentive to actually have first owner cards now. It doesn't make any difference anymore. You can just track your stats anyway. But I just think the feeling of having the first owner player, I think is it just, I don't know, man. It just feels nice. That's the only thing there is to it. And one of the comments on getting these first owner players was somebody had said, oh, if I did buy all of my players, there's that cross, by the way. I'm telling you guys, I haven't quite perfectly figured out, and I need some different strikers up front that are going to be able to get on the end of these crosses, not my centre back whilst I've got 10 men. But crossing is there, guys. Whip pass plus on Saka, on Trossard, whip pass plus. Ooh, it's going to be good. Yeah, somebody had said, like, if I was able to just buy all the Arsenal players in and start evoing them, this series would be over by sort of like October, because I would get bored of it. And he is absolutely right. And it kind of led me into what I wanted to talk a little bit about today before I got into some comments. I need something more in this game. I think lots of people do. And having things first owner is a little bit of that something more. And, you know, last year, I tried really hard to... When I restarted the meta RTG, I tried really hard to just be like, let's just play for the win. You know what I mean? Let's play to win. I just don't think that's what I want out of gaming. Obviously, I want to win games. Obviously, I want to be good at this game. It's proving quite challenging to get, let's say, good at this game. And it has done for a few years. And I think that comes down to a few things. Exhaustion of playing the game, burnout of playing the game, not being able to unlearn things that I do wrong, that I need to unlearn to be better at the game, not caring enough to be good at the game, which is like one of the hardest things I think to admit, is that I don't care enough to be good because of two reasons. Number one, it's just not rewarding enough to be good. And number two, unbelievably, as crazy as this sounds, because you won't really find this in like too many instances on Earth ever, it won't benefit my career to get better at the game. It would benefit my career to get better at being an entertainer, and better at learning the YouTube algorithm, making better thumbnails and choosing better titles. Getting better at the game won't inherently make me a better content creator. And so the incentive there, well, the incentive just isn't there. The incentive isn't there to get better. And again, it's one of those things that's like, sometimes it's like hard to kind of like really recognize and admit that. And yeah, and the final thing is, maybe I just have hit my ceiling. Maybe I've got as good as I could ever get at this game, and I will never get better than I have ever get. I don't think that's true. I always think there's room to improve, especially on this game, which is less, and this is going to sound really crazy dumb, but less about your skill and more about your pattern recognition. Pattern recognition plays, in my opinion, an insanely high part of how well you do in this game, and we'll get to that in a moment, actually, from one of the comments. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And so when I tried the Meta RTG last year, I gave it a genuine good attempt for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I just fell back into old habits, because that's where I'm at with it. And it's the kind of the same this year, where I'm like, I just don't have it in me to go through the genuine high intensity games over and over and over to learn the pattern recognition against people that are very good. And that's where we're at. And so with that, guys, I actually want to start with the comment that I wanted to end with, because I've waffled here for like 7 minutes. And so the tweet that I posted on October the 9th, so 3 days ago, I posted, might be an unpopular opinion, but win or lose, FC26 isn't fun to play. Everyone literally runs some deep, heavy drop-back play style, infested with kickoffs and counters. It's impossible to score goals outside the box. So if you don't score off of a counter, you are effed. It's a really unenjoyable game. Now, that has got nearly 1 million impressions and 5,000 likes and sparked insane debate within the community. Lots of people heavily agreed with me and lots of people heavily disagreed with me. And there wasn't many people in the void. There wasn't many people that were like, yeah, I kind of see that, but also this, or yeah, like I mostly disagree, but also, you know, they really need to fix kickoff sort of thing. It was just people either intensely on my side or intensely against me. And I think what I've said in that post is a very simplified version of what the actual problem is. But what the actual problem is much like last year, this game is incredibly, incredibly intense. It is exhausting mentally when coming out of games. And that was a problem last year that EA have tried to address, where they talked about the white knuckle gaming, right? They don't want everything to feel like it's white knuckle gaming. And so what they gave us was tournaments and gauntlets. And listen, I was like, I am still happy with tournaments and gauntlets, right? I think both of those things are very, very good. It's a shame that we've only had one gauntlet so far. But I think tournaments and gauntlets are very, very good for the game in general. With that being said, the Cornerstones exhibition tournament thing, that was fun. I won it every day. It took me sometimes 2 attempts to win it, but it was a sort of thing where it's like, yeah, that was fun. That was, for me, that was kind of like the perfect level of, okay, we come up against some lower skilled opponents, some higher skilled opponents, some in the mid range. Like, this is good. We can have some games where we come out of this and just feel like, okay, didn't have to focus too hard, and some games where I'm like, okay, we really had to get involved there. The Cornerstones finale tournament, guys, I didn't win it. I got to the semi-final, I think, 3 times. I thought I got to the final once, but I didn't, because I didn't get the reward for the final. So I got to the semi-final, I think, 3 or 4 times, and the first round once. And I think I got the second round once, so the semi-final 3 times. It was the single sweatiest gameplay I have ever played in my entire life. It was so intensely sweaty, I couldn't believe it. Every single player that I played against in that finale tournament had the best possible 85 rated meta squad that you could possibly have. Everyone had exactly the same players. I came up against an Mbappe. I came up against an Alex Morgan first owned icon card. I came up against consistent Vinicius Juniors and Ousmane Dembele's as like the card that was over the 86 rated allowment, whatever it is. And it was just, it was the definition of white knuckle gaming. So as a response to my post there on X, Armalika, a friend of the channel, long-time member of the community, says, every game mode is a sweat fest. Draft, cup, tourneys, rivals, champs, even Russian squad battles are sweaty. We need more casual modes that wins or losses don't matter. So the problem we have here is that, and as you'll see with the silver tournament that they released last night, if there's no rewards or if there's unlimited entries, people treat it like a joke. People treat it like a gimmick. They'll go in and it's golden goal. It's like goes way to the other end where it's like, okay, you've missed the boat here again. Like, there's a difference between like wanting it to be a bit more casual and it just being pointless to actually play in because people don't take it like the right way. The person that responded, and we're going to run out of time here for any other comments, so apologies on that, was Richard Waltz. Now, we've seen Richard in some... Viper's going to have to do some smooth editing here to keep this one going. We've seen Richard in some podcasts with like Foot Accountant and a few other people, and he did a video on his own, and he went on to some streams to talk about the game, and he is the senior director of game design for Ultimate Team. This is like... This isn't just somebody kind of in the office. This is somebody senior, really high up at EA Sports, that has responded to Armalika's response. And Richard said, how would you define a casual mode? This will help us better understand the feedback. For what it's worth, I feel in the current setup, tourneys and rivals/champs feel like they live in the same space of intensity. But help me understand your point of view so we don't make assumptions. So there's two like real things to unpack there before we move on to the squad battles rewards. First of all, it feels like that they haven't achieved what they wanted with the reduction of white knuckle gaming, you know, the reduction of having to be so intensely focused every game, and I think that they thought Tournaments and Gauntlet would be that. And I thought Tournaments and Gauntlet would be that. The problem I think they have, and actually, as we're on the game here, let's use the Viper. Make sure to get rid of the footage there and come back into the actual game footage here. The problem with the white knuckle gaming side of things is Champs and Rivals is sweaty because Champs and Rivals is sweaty, right? Even if the rewards aren't super great. When it comes to the tournaments, there was a problem connecting. Okay, cool. When it comes, game's dead, isn't it? When it comes to the tournaments, if I can try and get back into the game, the rewards in the tournaments for winning them are on par, sometimes even better than what you get from Champs or Rivals. And so they can't possibly be a less competitive or more casual modes when they are so intensely rewarded compared to Champs and Rivals. People are obviously going to go and sweat them out for that Kudus card, for that Dolan card, for an 85 plus pack, for an 83x2, or whatever the packs were or are now. People are obviously going to go in and sweat that. Where is everything? Here we go. Let's go for live events here. I don't think there's actually too much there right now because the rewards aren't there. Let's see if we've got into objectives. What are the rewards in the live events mode here? So this is what I mean. Like the silver warm up, the rewards aren't great. So and you have unlimited entry, so people aren't really taking it seriously. But for some of the other stuff, that's just cosmetics. For some of the other stuff, when it comes to rewards, people are just going to be sweaty as hell for it, even if it's maximum 4 wins to get it, because it's going to be like reasonably good returns for your time, especially compared to Rivals and Champs. Now, here's what I think. Here's how I think EA can kind of fix this a little bit. I think Rivals should be mainly focused on bounties. The rewards are pretty poor, and I had a look on stream the other day, and since I'm going right off on a tangent now, I want to show you guys. I want to show you elite rewards first, right? Because I think this is I genuinely think this is a huge problem, right? The elite rewards, you get 2 1 of 3 83 plus player picks. You get 2 1 of 3 85 plus player picks. You get 1 untradeable team of the week that is 81 plus in rating. You get a 75 by 10. You get an you get a tradable mega pack, and you get 25,000 coins, right? So just remember what's here, right? A 1 of 3 83 plus twice, a 1 of 3 85 plus twice, 1 team of the week that is 81 plus, a 75 by 10 untradeable, a mega pack tradable, and 25,000 coins. When we go down to the bottom division that you can get to if you're already above Division 6, which is Division 6, which I think it's fair to say the discrepancy of skill between a Division 6 player and an elite player is humongous. But the discrepancy of rewards, so you get 1 tradable 1 of 3 80 plus pick instead of 2 untradeable 1 of 3 83 plus player picks. You get 2 1 of 3 82 plus player picks instead of 2 1 of 3 85 plus player picks. You get the very same 75 by 10 untradeable. You get the same mega pack, it's just untradeable instead of tradable, and you get 7,000 coins instead of 25,000 coins. So what don't you get compared to the elite division? You are missing out on 18,000 coins in coins. You are missing out on an 81 plus team of the week player pack, which as more and more team of the weeks come is going to become less and less valuable because there's just going to be more and more low tier team of the weeks that you are undoubtedly going to get. You get a mega pack untradeable versus a mega pack tradable, and then you get 1 less player pick, but yours is tradable, and then you get 2 player picks that have less minimum rating. This should be the difference between the rewards between Elite and Division 1, not Elite and Division 6. And that is a huge issue. And this is why everything is so competitive and everything is so sweaty, because if you're a Division 4 player, or a Division 3 player, or a Division 2 player by standards, you have no reason to be there. You have no incentive to be there, because if we compare Division 6, let's say, to Division 3, which again, I think there is a humongous skill gap between Division 6 players and Division 3 players. Division 3 players' rewards is a 1 of 3 81 plus player pick tradable versus the 80 plus Division 6 level and the 2 untradeable 83 pluses at elite level, you get 2 1 of 380 plus players instead of 2 1 of 382 plus players down in Division 6. You get a tradable mega pack, an untradeable team of the week with no minimum rating, the same 75 by 10 as elite and as in Division 6, 10,500 coins. Now compare this in Division 3, first of all, to elite. You're 14,500 liquid coins short. You get the same tradable mega pack, the same 75 by 10, the same team of the week untradeable pack. You just don't have that minimum rating of 81 on there. And then you get 1 tradable pick versus 2 untradeable picks, and 2 untradeable picks just with a little less rating compared to elite. And then compared to Division 6, you get a little bit extra rating on your tradable player pick. It's an 81 instead of an 80. A little bit of extra rating on your untradeable player picks. It's an 83 instead of an 82, or maybe an 81. You get a tradable mega pack instead of an untradeable mega pack. You get a team of the week pack. You get the same here, and you get like 1,000, 3,000 coins more. How is this worthwhile? Like, there is almost no difference in the quality of rewards at all from Division 6 to Elite Division, in spite of the fact that there is a huge difference in the quality of skill between all of those divisions. So what do they do to fix it? In my opinion, more bounties. More bounties, more bounties, more bounties, more bounties. They have to start giving us more bounties, because they can scale bounties up, as I know they do. I have a friend of the channel, Koiz. He's in the Elite Division. He had a bounty yesterday or the day before, where if he scored first in the first half or if he scored first in the game in the Elite Division, he got 10,000 coins. So we co-opted that. We scored first. I scored first. And I got 10,000 coins, and he got 10,000 coins. That same bounty for coins reward in like Division 4 is for 5,000 coins. So they can scale bounty rewards. If you're in Division 6, that same reward can be for 2,000 coins instead, right? All of a sudden, there's incentive. And in any case, like, if I can play in Division 3 for, let's say, 6,000 coins, that's massive. The other thing that bounties have to be a part of, why they have to be more common, is because quite a lot of the rewards for bounties aren't relevant in any way. Moving further up the division path, okay, you don't actually get anything from that. Champs qualification points can be part of a bounty. If you've already unlocked all 1,000, it doesn't actually help you. SP can be part of the bounty. If you've already got max level, doesn't matter. The SP isn't worth anything. Then you have a situation where if you don't complete the bounty first, you might not even get the bounty. So you might even have one where it's like, oh, score first and obtain 5,000 coins. You don't score first, you don't get the bounty. So by EA giving us bounties every game, and I think it should be every game, but let's just say every second game as a guaranteed you get a bounty, it can be a good way, especially if the bounties scale up as a division scale up, it could be a good way to actually incentivize people to play in rivals instead of then going and sweating a cup. Because it's like, oh, do I want to go and try and sweat this cup for like an 83 by 2? Or do I want to play 5, 6, 7 games of rivals because I could probably pick up a lot more in my time there? It also gives that response to our Malika, where it says we need more casual modes that wins or losses don't matter. Bounties absolutely eradicate the need to win or lose. It just gives you the value of completing the bounty. And the only downside to it is, and this is why maybe we don't have so many bounties, is if it's manipulatable, if people could just be like, oh, I've lost a bounty, so I'm going to quit out of the game. If, you know, as it is right now, if somebody rage quits against you, you just don't win your bounty, even if you've completed your bounty. If there's a problem in that side of things, maybe that's why we haven't seen it. But more to the point, the second point of Richard Waltz's response that I read, and this is me reading between the lines a little bit, like obviously they want to find that void. They want to find that perfect balance, and they're unable to. The fact that Richard Waltz said, for what it's worth, I feel in the current setup, tourneys and rival/champs feel like they live in the same space of intensity. Because there's nothing else, I think this game is again in a situation where it is hyper sweaty no matter where you go, and it turns people off. Gaming should be fun. Gaming should be enjoyable. It should be rewarding. It should be a relaxing space after a hard day's work, or, you know, you've got an hour or whatever, a bit of spare time in your life. You want to go and wind down with gaming. And one of the things I think gaming has as an issue, I really want to talk about this today, but I've longed this out massively, is that I think PvP gaming, player versus player gaming, I think for any game, not just FC, but for any game, I think is so intense now that you don't play PvP gaming anymore to have fun and have a laugh and have good time with your mates, because of social media, for the most part, everyone knows everything about every single broken game mechanic, glitch, like trick, like hack or whatever it may be. I remember back in the COD days when the map would start, every now and like you'd have some maps where you could throw a grenade from the start and hit the spawn of the other team. So if they hadn't cleared out of the spawn, you'd just get some easy kills. That took me months of playing that to find it out naturally, where like one game I just would have randomly threw a grenade and I got a kill. Wait, where did I throw that? Let me see the map again. And I'd figure it out. Now, if a game like if COD brought out a game and the maps were in that situation, instantly you'd have social media content having millions of views of, oh guys, from spawn, just throw the grenade here. And then it's like, right, now everybody knows how to do it. And I'm not saying I want to be the one that knows how to do it only and nobody else. What I'm saying is, like anything that is a broken mechanic on the game is accessible instantly by everybody. And so it makes the lower skill players immediately better at the game, because they've got some mechanics that protect their kind of lack of skill. And it makes the higher skill players even better at the game, because they were already good with hand-eye coordination, with decision-making, with like pattern recognition, and now they can add on top broken game mechanics. And everywhere in between is the same, really, but generally speaking, it just lifts the quality of everybody, reducing that skill gap, making every game intensely difficult. And I go back to my original point of, it just doesn't become a fun game. Win or lose, this game is not fun, because the white knuckle gaming is there in force. It is there worse than it has ever been before. And it is kind of like predicated on, like you saw in... No, it was in the draft yesterday, right? Like not on Road to Glory. In the draft yesterday, I played against a guy. I went 3-0 down to 3 counterattacks quite early on in the game. And that was fine, right? Like I was a bit stressed about that, but I felt like I was the better player. I was like, right, I can get back into this. So I did. I carried on playing my best, got back in at 3-1, got back in at 3-2. About 75th minute, finally got the breakthrough for 3-3. I've been dominating him the whole game, got the breakthrough for 3-3. He kicks off and scores. And now 4-3 down, and now there's only like 12 minutes of the game left. And it was hard to break him down because he was playing super defensive and countering. And it was like, I was just so demoralized after that. And again, it comes back to not being fun. And it's one of those situations that even if I had turned that game around and won it, it wouldn't have been fun, because I would have had to work what I felt like as 2, 3, 4, 5 times harder than my opponent to get the same amount of goals, because he was just able to sit there with everyone deep in his box and then counter and score off of that. As I lost it to a kickoff goal. I'm sitting here frustrated that I've put all of that effort and energy in and it was for nothing. And so that's what I mean by, like, when I say this game is not fun. And I do think, guys, and this is, again, for my own sanity and for my own content creation and for my own job and for my own ability to generate views on this game and stuff, this is just a really awful thing to say. But I just think this game isn't fun. I think it's too competitive. And because it's too competitive, I think people that aren't good enough at the game, that also aren't enjoying the game and don't make a living off the game and stuff, are not playing. And because they're not playing, it leaves an even more like hardcore skilled group of people playing the game, meaning that every game is going to become intensely sweaty, because all of the casuals are going. Because why would you play a game that is inherently not fun? Especially when Battlefield 6 has just come out. Ark Raiders is coming out in 20 days. It looks like a game I'm going to really enjoy. GTA is on the horizon. Football Manager is on the horizon. Like, if you're a casual and you just love football, Football Manager might be more your vibe. FPL might be more your vibe. So Rare or MFL, these games might be more your vibe. Who wants to like come in after a hard day's work and be like, right, I've got an hour to play some like rivals games, and then you just come in and you play this game? It's just not fun. Anyway, I didn't really want to go off on a tangent there, but it just happened. So yeah, let me know what you think about all of that down below. Agree or disagree, just be respectful in the comments. I think that's the biggest issue that we have sometimes on social media, is that somebody could disagree and then just leave an insult attached to it because they disagree. You can disagree with me, just be civil in the comments, and maybe we'll address some of the comments as we go. But for today, guys, I was going to say that's going to be the end of the video, but it's not. You've got more of me. We're going to go and get our squad battles rewards. All right, guys, welcome back to the RTG for our rewards in squad battles. As you would have seen, we only had 3 games in for today. I had my wife had guests over last night with all of their children, so I just didn't have as much time as I would have hoped for the day. But never mind. And let's see if we can end off today with something nice. It would be nice for something nice. We have got, of course, the 2 rare consumables packs, draft tokens, very welcome. Got some manager leagues, some... Oh, dear. That might be the worst one we've ever had. We don't even get a shadow or a hunter or a coin unlock or an anchor or a draft token. But never mind. This one, we get a hawk, an engine, catalyst, a glove. And not a lot else there either. So, not a great start for us. We also get this tradable 75 by 15. It's got a walkout in it. Let's go. Centre mid. Oh, it's Martin Ødegaard, first owner. Love that. Love that. Oh, it's got Mikel Merino in there as well. Oh, and it's got Dani Ceballos for the Arsenal past and present. Luis Suarez scored last night. But more importantly, guys, we have now, Bunza, our very own Michael. Oh, that's a duplicate. Let me just send him up. Our very own first owner, Martin Ødegaard. Now, he's about 10,000 coins. What did I pay for him? 9,200. That's fantastic. Already, guys, for me personally, this has been a really, really worthwhile set of rewards because, of course, getting these Arsenal players is great. And then we're going to end with the 84 by 4. It's not a walkout, could you believe? It is going to be Danny Carvajal, I believe. Yes, it is. And alongside him is going to be Madison, Palacios, and Gvardiol. Now, Gvardiol is quite a good defender, but that is a poor set of fodder, which is too bad. Lastly, we have got... Sorry, I got hiccups, guys. We have got our classic packs. Can we get some value out of such classic... sorry, not classic packs, preview packs. I'll check those prices after I finish recording. And then, oh, left back. German. What's that, Gwyn? No, Gwyn's right back, is it? Rauch. Yeah, nothing too good for us there. So, all in all, guys, I mean, for me, squad battles was pretty much worth it. Thanks to... Ødegaard and basically completing the silver icons, which we're now nearly done on. We now have our very own first owner, Martin Ødegaard, and I will be giving him a cosmetic just to make him untradeable immediately so I don't ever get accidentally tempted to sell him or anything. But yeah, we've got lots of games to play for tomorrow and Monday. I will try and get through them. I say tomorrow, like I'll try getting through them today for tomorrow's video. But I'm in no rush and I'm not stressed to do it. And the main reason for that is because the rewards aren't great. And so I was sitting there when I was playing yesterday and I was just like, yeah, do I care if I win or lose, man? I need to play for fun, and I started having a bit more fun, even though those games were super sweaty and we're only 3-1. Yeah, well, you would have heard me talk about it now anyway, but yeah, that for today is going to be the end of the video. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. I'm out. Peace.